I'm so scared that I got that wrong, but that's the situation.
Well, I think there's a limit to how wrong it can go, really.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, look at what's happening in the markets these days.
It's because no one claps.
Yeah, no one claps.
The markets. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's market watch.
I went down to the markets the other day. I bought myself some Marmano.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
we're doing Balthasar Speedboat, no longer a pure riffing episode. Now it is market watch.
That's right. We talk about stonks and stonk-related...
We're talking about bonds. For example, Barry Bonds. What an athlete.
I don't even know who that
What
is.
an incredible man.
Yeah. Was he involved in a steroid thing?
Maybe. It's a cool name for a steroid guy.
There was that video of him running up the side of the hoardings to catch a baseball, right?
Yeah.
Which is the kind of move that I respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's not even a baseball player. He was just at the ground. He was like, fuck it.
Didn't he play like multiple sports? Did he play baseball and football?
Yeah, I'm going on my pretty 2%
Got barred
confident
from
knowledge.
football for using the bat.
Yeah. I'm a multi-sport athlete in as much as I bring this bat to every sport.
That's right, yeah. And that's what made him such a successful player for years until they outlawed using the bat. You have to stop knocking the goalkeeper unconscious with the bat.
Yeah,
there's no rule in here that says a bat can't play football. I don't know, man.
Yeah, there was quite a while where it used to be the Army-Navy Mafia tournament, and the Mafia always did really well.
Yeah, that's right. Because the army forgot to bring their guns, but the mafia didn't.
Yeah, they always have their brass knuckles and, their leather jackets and other such things.
Yeah, it was a real game changer when in like basketball, people would always compete over the jump ball at the start. But then when the smart players started breaking off and running for the bat that was kept at ringside.
Well, if they're really good players.
A real change in tactics there for the game.
Yeah.
There was they would score a few baskets initially, but quickly the bat advantage would come into play once you just beat the other team.
The key...
This is like kind of a freakonomics point, I think, but when they changed the fire code in actually it was a federal thing in the U.S., it was mainly in New York and California, to require that there be axes to breach down like doors if the building was burning down, that then changed basketball again.
Yeah,
because,
that's right.
You just went for the hallway where the axe was.
Exactly.
The trick is to get the axe or the bat or whatever before it gets all bloodied and broken, and you want to get a nice clean bat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, because for ages they didn't realize that if you die in basketball, you die in real life.
Yeah, what you got to do is you have to bring it's not actually against the rules in basketball to bring like a Lysol wipe or something or a Clorox wipe in your pocket so you can clean off the handle of the bat or axe.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to get any bacteria.
Well, no, come on, it's dangerous.
There's a lot of open wounds.
It's very dangerous to get bacteria.
Yeah. That is right. It would be really funny if, like, on the basketball court, they're all beating each other to death with, like, bats and axes and stuff, but then, like, one of them gets a sprained ankle and immediately, like, a team of medics run on.
That's right. What was the last sport? I'm curious. What was the last sport everyone here played?
Oh, my God.
I'm playing indoor soccer tonight.
Oh, that's allowed, because you guys aren't, like... You guys can, like, go inside and
stuff. You guys have a functioning government, yeah.
Yeah, we live in the future. I actually sent my mate in the UK a picture or like a little video of the cafe I was in the other day as a way of just going, look at this nice cafe. And then I sent it and realized, oh my God, I kind of feel bad because he lives in the parallel universe where coronavirus
not
wins
a
the war.
pedophile in sight, just guys living for the moment.
I'm just texting my Syrian friend this lovely picture of my house that hasn't been bombed. That's right.
Yeah.
And this meal that I'm eating, just to cheer them up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of my still present sister.
Oh yeah. So that was so you're playing indoor soccer. Tom, what was the last sport you played? I'm interested.
Yeah, this is the sports cast.
Yeah. We were the market watch, now we're sportscast.
That's right.
Well, I think, this also dovetails into classic Trashfuture things, because I made one of the worst investments of my life, which is I bought a 6 months of subscription to jiu-jitsu lessons at the start of the pandemic.
Oh, that's so cool.
No.
Yes,
they were like making a lot of noise about carrying it on, COVID safe. I don't know if you guys seen jiu-jitsu. It's mostly done up in someone else's personal
Yeah,
space.
it's
There's
hugging.
only so much theory.
It's sort of, it's
Yeah.
very aggressive hugging, essentially.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because jiu-jitsu is about loving the fellas.
I like the idea that subscription wasn't bought just before. It was bought as a result of the pandemic.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to fucking choke coronavirus out if he ever comes near me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if anyone comes near me with a hug or a fist bump in public or on social transport, I'll
Yeah.
be fucking putting them
If I
down.
ever see that virus cunt,
Yeah.
it's on site.
Also, more importantly, if I ever meet Joey Diaz, I want to have something to talk to him about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to redeem the jiu-jitsu vouchers, or has the dojo gone bankrupt?
Well, let me say that if the dojo has gone bankrupt, it is due not in part to. I have continued paying for the classes. It's really bad. I'm spending like $200 a month.
Oh my word.
That's so much money.
It's so much money.
How many
But
left
they go-
turns is that on your stream, just going directly to like Sansai Keith?
Oh man, yeah, he also my friend who you might know, Taco, Jared McGowan was the guy who got me into it, who is possibly the most concussed man in Australian comedy.
The Australian conspiracy. The Australians are
genuinely.
controlling the banks.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's
everyone
my new
knows
theory.
Jared. He's been in the most major car accidents of any Australian comedian. God
That
bless
sounds
him.
like a really high bar.
Yeah, that does.
It's
There's
so
like an
high.
annual award.
Yeah, it's
The Australian comedian who's been in the most cars.
but it's an annual award that is nothing but in memoriam.
That's right. Well, you must have survived like all but the final one.
He oh fuck. Actually, speaking of concussed Australian comedians, there was a story of a guy on a cruise ship realized that the guy who was hosting the cruise ship comedy had not got his memory all there after getting in a pretty major accident. And as a result of that, he realized that if he just got a hold of his set list and just wrote down random words, you would be able to have this man kind of like puzzle his way through a premise that he thought he'd written 20 years prior.
Huh. So it's basically like you're getting like Guy Pearce from. It's instead of tattooing like "Don't believe his lies" or whatever, like in Memento, you're tattooing like modern dating.
Yeah, like chips, sandwich, Veruca cream, or whatever.
Yeah. I don't remember having a pineapple bit, and then him just like kind of trying to fumble through it, being like, and this is like, an Aussie cruise ship comedian who got up in the 80s. So he's like, where does the voice fit in? Where do I do the eyes?
No. It's like he actually like would that be a great actual like Australian version of Goodbye Lenin? Is a guy who like forgets how to be racist and then has to learn again.
You have to teach him, as in like you have to teach him from the ground up again how to be racist?
Well,
it's like a really heartwarming tale.
Yeah,
I haven't seen Goodbye Lenin, but I'm assuming it's heartwarming.
Well, actually, Good Night Lenin. It's sort of different. It's it's actually about someone who wakes up from a coma goes into a coma in like East Germany in 1983, and then wakes up in like 1998. But they're sort of told that if they think that if they think that too many things have changed, then they'll sort of go into shock and die immediately. And so they have to like make this like Potemkin East German GDR around them, essentially. So it was actually the wrong comparison. So I'm going to eat a little bit of crow on that one.
The way they test for brain damage in Australia is they show you, as you come out of the coma, a picture of a minority, and if you reply with "that's a person," they pull the life support.
Yeah, they're like, oh no.
You
Yeah,
can't
the brain's
immediately
gone.
specify. No, 3 slurs off the top of your head. We're a fucked country.
Yeah.
The you guys know those Japanese like soldiers after World War II that were found on like weird little islands in the Philippines, still thinking it was the war in like the 60s and 70s.
Taco, do I ever know them? They are the punchline of, I want to say, 25% of my jokes.
Oh, well, there we go. We've got another one coming because that's like the Australia thing. Like, you go to those guys and you say the war's over and they're like, no, they can't believe you because Japanese society is so whatever. You go to an Australian who's just woken up from a coma and go, oh, we're not racist anymore. And they're like, it can't be true. It's not true.
Unfortunately,
the empire would never fall.
Unfortunately, the government is doing everything they can to make sure that that story stays straight.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Milo, yeah, you came in. You kind of know what we're talking about. You want to summarize it for me, bud? You're just coming in there confidently saying yes?
That's right, yeah. I was listening the whole time, and that's why I won't need to pass any comment, because I agree with everything that's been said.
Oh, you agree with it, do you?
That's right, yeah.
Well, everybody...
Especially the part where you said pedophilia was good. That's the bit that's the part I enjoyed the most.
Look, that's just the British national anthem.
That's right. That's actually the second verse of God Save the Queen that nobody knows.
Yeah, that's right, the secret one.
Pedophilia is good. That's what our society is founded on. We have sex with kids.
Yeah. Stand her victorious, happy
lasting
and glorious.
Fuck all those kids.
That's right. God damn, what a
right.
stupid country. I feel like in the stupid country Olympics, we're kind of getting it, though. I feel like you guys...
The Stupid Country Olympics would be a great show. I would watch that.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah, what? That's the freaking news?
Oh, my God.
You mean
is
the
why
fucking Commonwealth Games, bro?
Rack 'em.
All right. Well, I will not have the Commonwealth Games impugned. You know, it's nice to just see some medals get handed out to people
right.
I know.
Yeah, well, they're
Flags I can recognize.
If you want to talk about medals,
The only flags I recognize.
on the day that this
Exactly.
episode is coming out, there is now there's rumors of another short squeeze like GameStop happening in silver.
What?
Yeah, they're trying to do it again, but in silver. And so now all of like the American like silver coin retailers that are like sold as scams to old people, they're like, sorry, we are literally out of silver. And people are being like, oh, this is illegal. You need to sell me silver at whatever price. And it's still being framed as an anti-establishment thing.
If you're out of silver, I mean, the obvious next... I mean, I don't want to say that my brain jumps to why not just buy bronze? Because there's a natural hierarchy built in here, surely.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, now a lot of people don't know this, but in financial markets, it follows Olympics rules.
Right.
So no doping. And also like
none. They hate drugs in finance.
The Canadians tend to win at hockey, and it goes gold, silver, bronze. And also, it's very dull, but it's inescapable on TV. And also, it does
They keep
actually
talking about skateboarding being an event at the new financial stock market. They're going to set up a half pipe, just have people shred.
At what point would they get? Where's the logical endpoint for the short squeezing though? Like, okay, they go bronze, they can't do that. Then they're like, right, we're going to do a short squeeze on like potting mix. That's not going to work.
We're going to end up playing Rust, I think.
That's what it is. We're doing a short squeeze on this improvised crossbow. I think they just like. I think that the Redditors just like the idea of short squeezing stuff. It sounds like free money.
It sounds fun.
They've all learned a new word. They got to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, short squeezing their own dicks while they watch pornography. Am I right?
Oh, whoa.
Okay, and that is the way to jerk off. So if
how you
you
do
can
it.
come up with a more energy-efficient method than the simple squeeze, my friend, I'd love to hear it.
No movement, just squeeze.
Well, no, it's that.
Just squeeze. None of that nasty friction complicating
Yeah.
things.
It needs to be a squeeze, but then also has to result in an upward spiral of some kind.
You squeeze harder and harder until you come. That's how it works.
You release an upward spiral of God. This episode could not have been more different than the one we just recorded.
That's the yin and yang, baby.
Sometimes when I jerk off, one of my balls goes like up above my dick. What do
I
we
get
think of
that. I get that too. It doesn't happen when I jerk off. Sometimes it'll just happen if I just stop paying attention.
Is
Is this how we found out something's bad in Australia? What?
Is this an Australian toilet water thing?
Like, oh, what's that, Skippy? One of your balls has gone up above your dick. Sounds like you've been cranking your hog,
It does
Skip.
sound like a metaphor for something, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I get that
like-
one specific doctor we had. Why am I doing the voice?
Australians doing Australian voice.
as well.
And today
Yeah.
on Nibers, Jonathan Nibers' ball goes above his dick while he jacks off.
Jonathan Neighbor.
Who the show
That's
Neighbours
not an
was named
Australian last
after.
name. You have to use a real Australian last name like Pantelides or Christopoulos.
Well, the only reason I know the show Neighbours is because I went to university with a guy who's the son of the
Jason
lady
Donovan.
who's the son of the lady from Neighbours.
Oh.
Oh wow, that's not
The lady from
bit of
Neighbours.
a name drop, Riley.
John
bit of a weird
Neighbours'
flex,
wife.
but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's the only thing I know about Australian popular culture is the show Neighbours, and I know that via my friend Rupert Denton. So, hello, Rupert.
Rupert, if you're listening.
I mean, you guys know him, right?
Oh yeah, Rupert Dentist, absolutely. Is the doctor.
Yeah, Rupert Dentist. Anyway.
This is the thing, because the motto of the show Neighbours was that's when neighbours become good friends. And the thing is that Australians are all good friends with each other because they were all in
was
the
it?
show Neighbours.
Wait, was that popular here?
Yeah, they had it on TV here. People in Britain know.
Yeah, you loved it actually, and you loved it, and you love it so much.
Which is why
Yeah.
all of the worst Australians are famous in the UK only. Like, we take all their worst celebrities and just give them do-nothing jobs in Britain.
Yeah, I feel like the trope around Neighbours is that British people love it and Australians didn't watch it because it just came after The Simpsons. That's what it was famous for here.
Speaking of people going, kind of the cultural exchange of dogshit celebrities, that reminds me of one of my favorite images of all time, which is during Milo Yiannopoulos' Australian tour. He took a provocative photo of himself in front of the Sydney Opera House, just giving a thumbs down to the Sydney Opera House.
Whoa!
Disgusting disrespect of the Sydney Opera House.
I mean, the entire
How could
country
he?
must have shut down.
Well, he's also disrespecting all the people inside, presumably.
Yeah, some of whom are of like mixed race descent.
I mean,
woke
well,
agenda?
okay. Taco,
yeah,
I don't know.
wait,
We're talking about the Sydney art scene. I don't know how.
That's given me an idea of a funny bit, like a guy who's really doing his best with like the politics of Indigenous people in Australia, but he doesn't actually get it, and so he's just like being really overcautious, and he's like, well, actually, you shouldn't call it the Sydney Opera House because that's not its original name. Like, we called it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Mike. I was like, what would it have originally been called? Go on.
Yeah, go on. Why did you
falling
riff
into
this out? No, find the funniest word you can for this one, Milo.
I see you played knifey racism before.
See, I know not to go. I know where not to go.
No, yeah, that is a fun idea for a bit.
Yeah.
Indigenous
I bet there's so many
politics.
punchlines you could do.
Milo, I think next time you go to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, maybe you should just stick to the Quillette tent. No, there's a crappy Australian export.
I've got my 10 minutes on why Kathy Freeman is a really bad athlete.
Oh
be
man,
debuting
I
that.
love her. I love Kathy Freeman for you guys across the one Australian story that matters, right? Which is the guy who raced the Kathy Freeman hologram because he thought he could beat it, but he ran head on into a wall and broke his back.
Say more immediately, please.
You've got pretty much the
Those are the key
he-
pieces
so
of the
there's-
story.
So, Mansu's science works after breaking back in bid to outrun Kathy Freeman exhibit.
Oh my god, that's
There was
so
an
good.
exhibit at Science Works, which is a museum in Melbourne, and it was basically a projection of Kathy Freeman that would run Kathy Freeman out, the gold medalist at the Sydney Olympics. And he was quoted as saying, "I focused in and took off, and I'm still not sure. It's a bit of a blur. I realized I couldn't stop after the finishing line."
He actually
I
ran
thought-
too fast.
Yeah, if anything, I was too good at running, and that's why I was punished by the libs over there at
Yeah,
Science
he beat
Works.
Kathy Freeman, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is why none of the people. This is why because we built all the stuff for the Sydney 2000 Olympics with walls at the end of everyone but Kathy's race.
Again, that shouldn't be allowed, but it is.
Yeah, he fractured his C1 and T3 spinal vertebra.
Oh, you don't want to
in
fracture
rib-
those.
No, those are some of the good ones.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, he didn't scope it out beforehand. He didn't look in front of him. He had his eyes closed. That's how focused he was. He was just like completely zeroed in on the fucking thing.
No, you're looking in front of you while you're running. That's where you're going wrong. I'm looking down at the ground where your feet go. Because I'm focused.
I'm a footman for myself.
That's right.
Oh, it's so good.
So
Yeah, that's incredible.
So I mean, like, was he trying to prove a point, or is this like just something lots of people do to be like, the Kathy Freeman hologram beat me?
I don't think that people usually race it thinking they can beat perhaps our most famous gold medalist.
That's what
I think this man truly believed. He was like, well,
It really shows a deep misunderstanding of the Australian character on part of the people who designed that museum. Like, as if some dude isn't going to try and race it, you know?
yeah.
So, as if some dude's not going to be like, I can fucking run faster than chicks. I've seen chicks. No way.
Yeah.
I like the idea that the museum owner was like, yeah, of course you can do that, and was like selling tickets to it. Like, you want to go and watch this asshole?
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's the thing. This is, I think, true for the Australia and the UK. It shows a sort of deep bond of kinship between our nations. That we both have just a type of bloke that, even if he sees just like a picture of a woman doing something well, will just immediately start trying to best that picture and then catastrophically injure himself in the process.
Yeah, they
Yes.
should install a hologram of a woman sucking dick in the museum and see what we can drive these guys to do.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh.
It's create like
It's just a bunch of dudes bending over with their backs up against the wall.
Oh, she thinks she's so clever. I could suck a cock way better than that.
it still breaks his back. Yeah.
Yeah, instead of the Kathy Freeman exhibition, it's that meme where the lady, in reverse, where the lady puts down a book and then walks off as a big-titted bimbo.
That's right, yeah. It's just, I could be a way bigger bimbo than that. That's such a good Australian accent.
It's beautiful, dude.
It's so good.
That's right.
It's
Bill Shorten
perfect.
doesn't want you to be a bimbo.
Yeah. He's trying to take away your rights.
And
They took
tits.
away our guns. Now they're taking away our sissification MP3s. Now this is we will not stand for.
Yeah.
Rack off my big rack, Bill.
That's right.
Hey, I was just thinking Melbourne Comedy Festival, Milo, I actually have I use as my footrest a pile of your flyers printed for the 2020 Melbourne Comedy
Oh,
Festival.
that feels like an own on me.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, no, like I can't throw them out. I'm still mourning the month that we could have had. Milo
I
was
know,
going to
that
stay
would've
at
been
my
so
house.
Yeah, you
Oh man.
would have had such a
Man,
good time.
We could have done so much dick sucking practice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
we
right.
would have.
Now we're
We would
years
have beaten
behind.
Kathy Freeman at sucking dick. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're finally ready to suck some dick. Now that we've sucked all those
I
dicks that
challenge-
don't matter.
Kathy Freeman, meet me at the Commonwealth Games in the dick sucking event, and I will school you.
That's right.
Australia's greatest export: fine rim and blowjobs.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Racing
right.
against the line.
It used to be Penfold's wine. So like some of the world's like greatest Shiraz you call it, and now it's just like because of some kind of upward spiral related to like sort of a general air of sexism, it's now just a bunch of blokes who are incredible at giving head. Because
Yeah, it's me, Tarko, and Angela White representing Australia at the 2024 Olympics. We're really proud.
Yeah. Tom's paid all this money for jiu-jitsu lessons in advance, and by the time he takes them up, it's been turned into a dick-sucking dojo due to, like, a rapid shift in the market.
Yeah, me sadly cutting the dick spot out of my gi.
yeah, I love having it. So are you wearing a crotchless key?
Yeah, for ease of access. Yeah.
you can't suck what are you gonna suck the fabric? Come on.
Yeah, Conor
Now
McGregor
you've really got
loses.
something to talk to Joey Diaz about.
Conor McGregor loses his like 100th UFC fight in a row to an Australian guy, and he's like, "Well, I didn't expect the guy to suck my dick.
That's right.
That's where it really caught me by surprise." Like,
It would be so funny if, like, you know those videos where the guys knock each other out at the same time? If they just,
yeah.
punch each other so hard they got kind of, like, woozy and confused and they just start kissing. Like, it would be so
That'd be
good,
so
man.
funny. I'd watch that and
It'd be
laugh
so
at
funny.
how
And
funny
actually,
it
yeah,
was.
let's just Google a few key terms.
Let's just okay. So look,
Involved.
okay. If
Or
we
it's
say,
like, you know, if you've have you ever seen actually this is quite a specific thing that I'm about to say. Have you ever seen someone be asleep and then like start dreaming or like be kind of out of it and start having like a sexual dream while they're asleep? Wouldn't it be funny to see someone get knocked out on a UFC floor and then just unconsciously start masturbating?
That's right. He got kicked in the head so hard he got a boner. He got an I'm gonna kick the cum out of you, mate.
Yeah. Every time you choke someone out, the blood leaves their head. It's got to go somewhere.
That's right.
Why not that wonderful phallus?
Yeah,
Beautiful dick.
Yeah, that beautiful dick, and that's right. It's that the ref checks in. It's like, yep, he's come. That's it.
That's how they make weight before the fight. You see all these UFC fighters drinking water and just furiously jacking their dicks, trying to make weight before the weigh-in.
That's right. Yeah,
such a good podcast.
There's a new move that's come into UFC. It was just like kicking a guy in a specific spot so he nuts.
No, but now you got like the 3-second window there where he's happy, where you can fight, but then after that he's got like the calm ultra instincts clarity where he's just going to pick you apart.
Yeah,
Any game plan he has is going to be executed so well.
It's like you're a very technical fighter, right? You know how you can bat. We do the short squeeze, you know. You can kind of bat the penis back and forth, and then you know,
make him come, and he just immediately goes for the bat, and you're like, "Fuck! I wish I thought of that."
It's like Limitless. You can see all the bats for 5 seconds.
Right.
Man, it would be so good to have the one guy, the coach of the losing team, speaking afterwards of just like, looking back, we did neglect the bat. That really was a key error in our game plan, was not having a bat-focused plan going into this.
Yeah, we lost 3 out of our 5 players to the bat, pretty much off the bat. So
yeah, we thought we'd have a really fundamentally focused team, but we really should have just focused more on getting the weapons. We're very good at.
He'd barely gotten lips on the dick when the bat came down, and honestly, he's in a coma. I don't think he's coming back.
What sport is this? Is this basketball or UFC?
Dick sucking.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's find out. In retrospect, it was a mistake not bringing a healer to the game today. When you're looking at your team composition, that stuff seems so simple, but that just wasn't in our heads today.
It's World of Warcraft.
We had a druid, so we had really good healing over time. But for ancient big heals, we had no priest. Oh no, we had a priest. He was spec DPS.
It's like esports, but there's still a physical bat, so you can get up from your computer,
I mean,
go
that
grab
rules.
the bat, and just start smashing all these fucking nerds at their laptops.
Yeah.
That's your bonus for if you have someone with the upper body strength to swing the bat on your esports team. They get to impose their will. What about, okay, so you're playing a game of League of Legends, but also your 2 teams are locked inside pods, okay?
Okay.
But if a member of your team can make it inside the pod, anything they do in there is legal.
So you're saying
I
purge
just
rules.
love the idea of one guy sweeping through people's computers with a bat like a fucking scythe through corn, you know?
No. So what we're saying
Should have
here.
checked your corners, mate.
What we're saying here, right, is that there's 2 components of any esports team. There's the guys playing League of Legends, and then there are the guys trying to like breach the other pod and
it's
hit
like
them with
chess
the bat.
boxing.
Well, no, it's 2
What
different.
I'm saying is that nerds have come up, and we need to give bullies a chance to shine. Okay, so what I'm proposing is we run these 2 competitions simultaneously. Each team of nerds has a bully embedded in it that is allowed to flourish.
It's a more balanced sport. It's like we're not just favoring, reflexes and ability to look at a screen. It's also like, whether your dad hugged you as a kid or other values.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. So what we're saying really is that we end up with an esports battle and then a normal battle to break through and then crash all the computers. Just beat them, just destroy all the computers with an aluminium bat.
So I love watching all those compilations of office workers like destroying their computers.
Oh, are there those?
Are you watching
absolutely,
Office
on
Space
YouTube.
and thinking it's a fucking compilation?
Taco's
on
just watching
YouTube, there's,
videos of like Wall Street banks getting raided by the SEC. I love these disgruntled employees destroying their computers.
All right, where's
They're
Ashton
owning
Kutcher?
that paper.
Where's Ashton Kutcher? Come on. Bernie
it's
Madoff's office is being punked.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like guys in offices or like gamers like raging at their computers, like, and there'll be like a dude who literally has a bat next to his computer, loses at a game, just like calmly takes off his headset, grabs his bat, and just destroys his monitor with the bat. It's awesome stuff. Really
Just costing
cathartic.
yourself some money. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I never understand people destroying their own shit in a fit of rage.
Oh, I fucking get it, man. I absolutely get it. Like, you've never had that moment of rage where you like, I don't hit my thing, but I've come very close.
Hit your thing.
Yeah, well, that's the short.
Yeah, I don't punch my dick, but I do scream at it.
I squeeze my thing, dude. I'm squeezing the hell out of it.
Yeah,
Just tearing my dick off after a bad game of League of Legends.
that's right.
Won't be needing this. No one's going to fuck me after that performance.
Yeah, tearing your dick off and then hearing the soft cheer in the background as it goes through your little basketball wastebasket cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yelling Kobe before you throw your dick in the bin.
The camera pans to the bin and it's somehow full of dicks. No explanation
Every
is given.
day.
This guy's like a shark. His dick regrows.
Wait, do sharks regrow their dick?
What's your understanding of sharks, Tucker?
I was thinking, like, you know how their teeth grow back, but with dicks as well.
Yeah, you know.
No, but that's not how their teeth work either. This would work as
Don't
if
their
there was
teeth grow back?
No, this would work if there was a dick growing at the base of your dick, and when your dick was fully grown, it popped the first dick out.
Okay, yeah, I mean, sure. I didn't know that their teeth grew back. I just, you know what? I was just trying to have fun with the dick riff.
Yo, excuse me for not getting a fact right about sharks.
Yeah, well, here in the Dragon's Den, Taco, we take these kind of proposals very seriously. And excuse me, if you want any investment from me, you're going to have to do better than the dicks are like sharks. Okay, we take things pretty seriously here.
Mr. Taco, it says here that your business plan just says the dicks are like sharks. Can you please elaborate on how you intend to make money with this proposal?
Look, man, I was just hoping to sell it on the strength of that sentence alone. I mean, like, it doesn't make sense, but there's no errors in
we are
punctuation.
interested, but we would like some more details.
I want to know what my money's going towards, okay?
Well, I'd like to
dicks-
go against
the
my
dicks-
fellow dragons here. I'm willing to offer you $1 million.
And to be clear, I am purchasing a piece of paper that says the dick is like a shark.
Yes.
Just a picture of a shark with a tooth on its dick and dicks where its teeth are.
That's right, $1 million.
Sharks, yeah.
10%.
Immediately, it's like the top performing stock on the Dow Jones, just like the Dick Shark Company.
I don't think it would go on the Dow
Yeah,
Jones.
Reddit's taking it up and they're fucking squeezing the hell out of
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry, Ronnie. Do you think that the Dick Shark Company wouldn't go on the Dow Jones? Would that not be the correct stock exchange on which to list the Dick Shark Company?
I think it would be more of a Russell 2000 index kind of thing.
Can I tell you that talking about the Dow Jones, I recently remember that my friends were trying to get like an ABN, like a business
Dow Jones.
number.
No,
I love taking that away from that conversation. It's like, funny you should mention the Dow Jones.
And you're right, that sentence was much smarter than I am. Yes. But if we could get back to the serious economic analysis, I recently remember that a friend of mine was trying to get themselves an ABN so they could basically invoice with their sketch comedy company, and they found out after literally 2 months of their producer being like, I don't know, there's a lot of paperwork. I don't understand. There's so much paperwork for this. That the producer had gotten something wrong and was trying to list them on the Australian Stock Exchange.
Oh,
that's so
yes.
awesome. I just accidentally doing an IP. Okay, that is a very like late 1990s movie. Is like someone accidentally does an IPO and then they fall in love with like the handsome stock trader Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite awkward, really, that you've accidentally listed yourself on the stock exchange.
Yeah.
You are very pretty.
There's that bell at the start of the market, and there's the wedding bells I hear when I look at you.
That's right. Wait, hang on. What would this movie be called about a sketch comedy troupe that accidentally lists themselves on the Australian Stock Exchange?
With Hugh Grant.
It could be called Opening Bell would be a good one.
Oh yeah, opening bell.
yeah.
Can have that.
Oh yeah, with an E at the end of Bell.
Yeah, absolutely perfect.
Oh, beautiful. And then
Yeah.
her opening, because it's like a reference to her opening.
Yeah, because she becomes
heart.
she
Yeah,
becomes
why don't
open
we just
to finding
post
love.
Hole? What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then she becomes open to love. Right, because she thought that she was just
Yes.
devoted to her sketch comedy troupe, and then she's just going into the stock market to try to delist them, but like maybe due to like some mistake or whatever, Hugh Grant got so enchanted with her, he accidentally issued a buy order for the entire IPO, and it became the hottest stock. And then you realize, oh no, if this thing goes down, it's bringing the entire economy with it. So it's like kind of like a high stakes action thing and a comedy. I think we could sell this thing in 1998.
And
You know,
anyway,
and Paul Hogan's at the peak of his powers.
yeah.
At that
There's the
point,
competing love interest who's like the guy from the regulatory agency or whatever who's like trying to look into the thing, and she falls for him first, and Hugh Grant's like, no, I really love her, and so he has to fight the guy.
They have to do dick sucking jujitsu to each other.
her dad is Paul Hogan, I think, for sure.
That's right.
Oh, fuck
Because
yeah.
it's for an American audience. You know?
I'm Securities and Exchange Dundee.
Yeah, that's right. Well, okay, so like we had two great business ideas so far in this episode.
Yeah, a film that could only be made in the 1980s.
Not the 90s.
And the dick-sucking shark.
And a shark that grows its dick
shark.
back like its teeth.
No, it's just your dick,
is
but
like
it grows
a shark.
back
No,
like a
dick's
shark.
sharks, whatever.
Oh, right, of course.
I've got another idea here. What about if what about foreskins on other places? Because they work great down there.
Like on the finger?
What if to access the fingernail you had to peel back a little bit of a secret keeper
Yeah.
and just protects whatever's going on down there?
Here's a take for you. The eyelid is the foreskin of the eye.
Yeah, well, we already have
love
that. There's
that.
not really much room for us to play in that space.
Yep.
You know.
It's a rebrand.
Well, what's your go-to-market strategy for the
You start
rebrand?
telling
of the-
people eye circumcisions on the basis that it's cleaner. You can be like a snake.
Yeah.
Always be looking.
Or
Yeah,
you can
you're gonna
always
wanna
see
lick it.
people.
Yeah.
Never be caught unawares.
So
Yeah.
Why are you going to have your
absolutely.
eyes closed? Then you run into a wall and break your back. That could be our bad.
Hi, my name's
If you ever close your eyes, you're not grinding.
Hi, my name's Peter Dutton, and I broke my back racing a hologram.
And that's why I think that holograms should be banned from Australia.
Yeah, and then why I got my eyelids removed and put on my fingertips as foreskins. So now I'll never break my back again while racing a hologram of a woman who I assumed I could beat because, come on.
Yeah,
She's a fucking Sheila.
Peter Dutton chasing it like falling in love with the hologram, like Pepe Le Pew.
just trying to kiss the like a hologram Kylie Minogue. So cool. Oh,
God.
you're like I remember you in the 1990s. I don't know what Peter Dutton's voice sounds like. You all sound the same to me.
I don't actually know who Peter Dutton is or what, but I know I used his name to get a laugh and a joke on Saturday night at a party. And everyone laughed at whatever the fuck joke it was. And in my
It's
head,
so
I was
good
like,
to hear that.
yeah, I don't
Because
know.
that's
who he
also
is.
my understanding of politics largely. I do know who Peter Dutton is because he's a terrifying looking man. Give him a Google, Taco. He's he's one of our rare truly dead and decomposed looking politicians.
He could use
I've
some
not
extra
seen him.
foreskins on his face.
I've never seen
yeah.
Peter Dutton. What are we
I
dealing
looked.
with?
I searched Peter DU, thinking it would
I have
autocorrect.
seen him. Yeah, he
looks
looks a
fucked
bit like
up, right?
Voldemort.
The
Yeah.
first person who came up in my Google search was Peter Dupas, who's a serial killer. That's pretty exciting.
Ah.
Shares a bunch of letters with Peter Dutton. Peter Dupas, currently serving 3 life sentences for murder and primarily for being a serious habitual offender. Well,
All right, well, shout out to Peter Dupas, a friend of the show. I'm going to go ahead and
That's
say it.
No.
Riley and Milo aren't going to.
Listening in jail.
And this next letter is from Peter Dumas.
Yeah.
oh, he does look like a weird little cunt, doesn't he?
Thank you for that scientific analysis.
Fucking hell, man. And his weird little smile like a fucking worm.
Now you know why they laughed.
He's so
Bowling ball,
Yeah.
man.
his skin is perfectly smooth, but he has huge jowls, and I'm wondering how that happened.
He genuinely does look like he's made up of all glands.
Yeah.
He's got a real sheen to him.
Oh yeah, my theory: Peter Dutton doesn't move by moving, like having muscles articulate bone. He just sort of squishes different amounts of like fluid pressure into his legs like a spider.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another business idea.
What? If what?
We'll start
Okay.
moving like a spider. Did we take away all your bones and then we
Uh-huh.
just fill your like body with a liquid and we make your limbs hydraulic like those of a spider?
Okay. Yeah. There we go. And what's that?
It
gonna-
immediately becomes profitable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
'Cause you can
obvious
sell
to
the
me.
bones.
It's obvious to me. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, so it's a resale play.
Yeah, we sell it to them as like a service where we're like, yeah, and we dispose of the bones so you don't have to, and they're like, oh, that's great, but they don't know that we're selling the
Yeah.
bones.
And we could sell it to like
to the leukemia kids.
Well, no, to Halloween places.
Oh, I was thinking that we would approach a skull, thinking it was a down on its luck skeleton.
Hey, we could get you. Hey, how would you like to live on top of a rib cage?
That's right.
Oh, I'd like that very much, mister. Why am I doing the voice? This sucks.
I
This
lost all
fucking
my
sucks.
bones in the 2008 crisis. I was mortgaged up to the ears. Well, up to the place where my ears would have been.
Yeah, I like to have a sense of humor as an anthropomorphic talking skull. There's really
That's
not much
right.
more you can do.
My
This is
career's been going downhill a lot since Hamlet.
Watch out,
That's right. References. My bow tie spans. I said that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great business ideas that we could do if we moved to Australia. I think we could buffalo a lot of people with like like a bone scam or a lot of like body horror stuff. We got a lot of Cronenberg business ideas here.
Yeah.
Like a dick that you can rip off and grows back, a skull that sort of is wisecracks.
Maybe playing on the Kathy Freeman thing, it's like a kangaroo that you can fight, but it's just like a Greek guy in a costume. And it lets you win. So like all the dads are queuing up to be like, yeah, I too knocked out the kangaroo. And it's like a great scam. Like they know it's a lie and we know it's a lie, but
Yeah.
everyone indulges in the myth.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing, right, is like Australia, like it didn't have nearly the kind of like financial crisis that we did in like 2008, 2009. So a lot more people have a lot more money there.
That's because of the shark dick.
Yeah, I suppose, and other similar commodities.
The money just grew back.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of people have more money. Peter Dutton bought his first property when he was 18.
Yeah, well, I mean, also property used to cost, especially in Australia, property used to cost like $10, right?
Oh, yeah, what a rat, man. Oh yeah, actually, yeah, it was in Towns. He owns a shopping centre in Townsville.
Oh my
This guy.
god.
Townsville, or as it was originally called Town.
That's right. Named after its two founders, and you know what they were called.
That's right.
So good. So smart of us to disrespect the indigenous culture, but then just be like, welcome to Cityville. Like,
Why?
Yeah, if you want to rename it like a good name.
Oh,
Yeah, like
what,
Tom.
Milo?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
to
like
fuck City.
Sydney Opera Houseville.
That's right. That's right. Where the streets are paved with disdain from Milo Yiannopoulos.
That's right.
oh man, yeah, I linked the two photos because there's two. There's one of him giving one thumbs down, and then there's another one where they've clearly been like, "Do you have another look you can give?" And his response has been to give two thumbs down.
Oh, not
And
two
so
thumbs
that's over
down.
there in the DMs. I know. How can we
Oh,
recover?
wait, shit. This is Marley Yiannopoulos. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. I thought it was you.
People confuse me with him
Oh, my
all
bad.
the time.
Sorry, yeah, I should have specified that it wasn't the Milo that's on the call.
Yeah, because he owes the... no,
That
sorry,
would've-
I thought...
that was a very lukewarm riff. My bad, guys. that was just me telling a lie.
Because he, like, owes the Australian government, like, $100,000, right?
Wait, Australian government?
Yeah. Marley Yiannopoulos had some dispute with the Australian government to do with, like, he breached some regulation to do with an event he held. It was, like, some health and safety thing, and, like, he got fined $100,000 and he can't pay
He's
it.
too
and he just
tall and
left.
correct.
Yeah.
What a brutal thing to get fined for if your whole image is like the, political bad boy. And it's like he actually didn't provide a washing up area in the corner of the conference.
That's right.
Mm.
He was too cool to provide a washing up area in the corner of the conference,
yeah.
and now he owes Pauline Hanson his entire
Marley Yiannopoulos failed to do a stolen land acknowledgement and now he owes the Australian government.
That's right.
At the Sydney Opera House.
The weird thing is,
We
listening.
acknowledge the traditional owners of this land, the Queen, the British government. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man.
I feel like I know so many just sort of mid-level Australian politicians because of Bunta Vista.
Well, they're entertaining freaks largely.
Yeah.
Or, not largely, but like, Bunta's great at picking out the ones who who improve your life because you're like, oh, that guy's just motoring around. That's weird.
I actually recently really hit it off with an Australian girl from Hinge because she couldn't believe that I knew about Bob Catter. And we had quite an in-depth
my God.
conversation about...
Oh, have you seen the sandwich that he invented?
No.
Fuck
Excuse
no,
me.
I haven't.
This
What
girl,
the fuck?
this girl from Hinge is going to be so impressed.
Dude, it's called the Bobcat.
Oh my God, it's the first result on Facebook. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a banana, what is it? Banana, bacon, and...
With cheese melted over the top.
There we go. It sounds sick. I would eat that.
It's an open-faced sandwich.
And it's called a Bobcat. I mean, what
Bobcat,
a great
I've
name for a
invented a
sandwich.
new
I'm
sandwich.
furious because that's
Okay.
the perfect name for a sandwich. Like, if the sandwich is good, we're using that name because it's a good name.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a really genius move.
That is a gross-looking
Holy.
sandwich, I have to say.
It looks grotesque.
And I also
I don't know, man. I'd give it a whirl. It's like,
I-
but look, bacon tastes good with maple syrup, which is a sweet thing. Banana's not that far away from that. Maybe
What-
the cheese would be bad.
Yeah, what led him though to
Cheese and
invent
banana.
a sandwich? Like, what was going on in like just taking a? Also, that he's tagged himself
Oh,
with several people.
He wants to cement his legacy.
That doesn't really happen here, but in Canada, the States, presumably Australia as well, you can like go to a deli and then get like and instead of like getting a preset sandwich, you can just be like, yeah, put this, and this on it, and that here. And if you're famous enough, they'll be like, hey, that's the Milo Yiannopoulos or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you'll
What
like
would Milo
have a sandwich.
Yiannopoulos' sandwich
if you
be?
wouldn't mind just slapping a few shark dicks on there, which we grow here, right here in Queensland, because we don't need any of that stuff from New South Wales.
What the fuck accent was that?
I was trying to, like, Bob
Jeez.
Catter has this quite distinctive diction where he starts off all kind of up there and sing-song, and then he suddenly gets very aggressive.
Yeah, like Australian
Yeah.
Trump, actually, because that's
Yeah.
what Trump does.
I remember being in university studying politics, and there was a guy, like the moment you realize that the people who actually go into politics are not the smart people at university. They're like just fucking idiots who can parrot off little bits of policy and shit.
Excuse me for a second here, because we were on Bob Catter's Facebook page looking
we're
at
talking
this,
about Pauline
and it's
Hanson.
given me a link to a page called Pauline Hanson's Please Explain.
Yeah, Pauline Hanson loves to brand stuff with her name. Like, she used to be called Pauline Hanson Presents the National Party.
Pauline Hanson presents Pauline Hanson.
Yeah, she's really like, she just learned.
Yeah, she's very Mark Jacobs.
Yeah, she learned at some
Oh,
point
yeah.
that like branding is everything, and then just interpreted that one way.
But why is it called Pauline Hanson's Please Explain? Like, I don't
Do
understand
you know about
anything.
Please Explain? Please
No,
Explain
no.
was kind of the... Yeah, Please Explain was kind of... and I hope you can't hear me Googling to make sure that I'm right about it as well. But Please Explain was like her... became a meme because she just kept replying to it in a 60 Minutes Australia interview. She was like, well, aren't you racist? And she's like, I don't understand what you mean. Please explain. And she would just kind of repeat.
Oh, I always assumed it was her way of questioning, like, being in opposition or whatever. And like, I'm issuing the government with a please explain on this blah, 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 blah bullshit thing.
Oh, here it is. Sorry. After Hanson was elected to Parliament in 1996, journalist Tracy Currow asked her on 60 Minutes whether she was xenophobic. Hanson replied, please explain.
Yeah, great.
So that's
I mean, that is a genius response.
That's very
Yeah.
good. I love that when people think they're being clever and they're just saying something that doesn't make sense. Like,
It's
why
like,
don't you...
are you xenophobic? And you're like, please explain the word "are."
Yeah, the Bill Clinton defense. That's so cool that like just every single
I'd like Pauline Hanson to explain why she's such a fox.
that's right. Every single Western country does seem to be in that trap though, right? Where like you can get like just like
Excuse
a cowboy.
me, I noticed that you've used several words, and I don't understand words, so...
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you're racist, you can just get out with semantics.
Yeah, what happened is she closed her eyes and she thought he disappeared.
You can be like a small business owner in a cowboy hat and just be like, I don't understand any of the words you're talking about, and then you can like undo the civil rights movement. It's just very, very fun to be living in that particular
that's the
world.
thing with civil rights people. They're too bogged down in like grammar and language to really get to the heart of the issue.
Well, we need to solve this issue on this podcast, though. We have a very short time in which to. In fact, we have like two minutes in which to. We're gonna be late for the stream.
Yeah, we can be a bit late. That's okay. They can hold the fort.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Not talk?
What are they gonna do? Fire us?
Oh god!
Yeah.
Oh god!
When
oh
they
god.
say that we're late, we'll just say, "Please explain."
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's great. Yeah,
What do
we're
you
gonna
mean by late?
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, light. Please define this topic.
Bob Catter once said, the most Australian of all activities is to be at the football and eat a meat pie and have a beer or a Coke.
That's right.
A beer
So,
or a Coke.
the most popular drink in the world is essentially Australian.
Or it's very essentially
A meat pie and a beer at the football.
I'm
Nothing more Australian
Are you
than
talking
that.
about Aussie rules football? About Aussie rules football specifically?
He doesn't specify, but I'm sure he'd have a litany of footballs that he would denigrate as being for beep.
Also, isn't Aussie rules football like basically just a Melbourne thing?
Yeah, he'd be talking about rugby because he's from
Yeah.
Queensland. Yeah.
Like
He'd be
they
talking
have
about league or
Aussie
union. I don't
rules
know what
UFC
one they do up
with
there.
the crotchless.
The crotchless geese.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
In Australia, mixed martial arts includes dick sucking. I really
Man,
need
what
to
about-
learn how to do an accent.
It's mixed martial arts because they let chicks do it.
Just Bob Catter bounding down a hill with a massive erection and a football under his arm.
That's right.
J.K. Rowling, I don't agree with her about with pretty much anything, but I do think the concept of the snitch, if we just made that a greased up naked dude who was running around, and if you caught him and make him come, the match ends and you get 100 points.
And this is in every game. This is basketball, baseball, Aussie rules, football,
fucking
every
game,
sport.
yeah, it's cross-discipline.
Chess.
Turfball.
He's on maybe in some he's on a BMX bike or something.
No, in F1, he dies a lot.
It applies in parliamentary debates. There's also just a green running around. And Pauline Hanson, instead of bothering to answer your points, is just grabbing hold of that guy and jerking him off.
NASCAR, they need like 40 of that guy. They go through him.
trying to make points as like just the wet plap 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 of his feet echo through the halls
It's
of
a real
Parliament.
nightmare in skeet
He's
shooting
like,
as well.
I'm sorry, I already did it once today, so I don't know if I'm going to come.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah, no, actually, I'm a bit depressed, so I don't think anyone's going to win the footy today.
The naked guy's
The
on
Super Bowl has been
SSRIs.
called off because sometimes it just happens. Yeah.
Just turning to Nick Cummins and going, "No, really, mate, it's not you. Just like I'm on quite a lot of antidepressants, and sometimes it just doesn't. But you're doing a good job."
Still jerking him off. Oh, mate, I'm sorry to hear that. Is everything like...
You can always talk to
He's just
Mike.
giving him a little kiss on the cheek.
Are you getting enough sunlight and exercise?
Don't start that with me. I know sunlight and exercise is sunlight and exercise, but it's also a real neurological condition. Still naked, just being jacked up.
Still jerked off, yeah. His rollerblades kicking at the air.
It turns out Don Bradman just had great wrist strength.
His rollerblades kicking at the air is a great way to end almost any sentence.
That's right.
Is there a more undignified image than a man naked and on rollerblades?
Yeah, I think that's the end of the Grapes of Wrath, right?
What was that?
An old man sucking milk from a woman's tit, rollerblades kicking at the air.
Having a great time, in
Yeah,
fairness.
absolutely. Like, and just being chased by an entire cricket team trying to jerk him off. Because
Man, yeah, that's so much great world building there because as soon as he's done with that lady, he can get to the other lady on his list real fast for the more
That's
milk.
right, yeah. The thing you have to understand about Australia is that fundamentally it's a race between a naked guy on rollerblades and Kathy Freeman who's trying to jerk him off.
well, no, it's a hologram that's trying to jerk him off. She's retired. So I think we
Kathy
really
Freeman's just disappeared. Just no one
I
knows
think
where she
we've
is. We only
really
have the
improved
hologram.
sports
Yeah, I think so.
in this episode
we've
of
resolved
Balthasar
it.
Speedboat.
I am genuinely obsessed with this.
Okay, are you going to say what this is, or is this the general ideas we've been talking about?
Oh, just the guy, the single naked guy who's running
So
around.
and he's a prison snitch as well. That's how they
yeah.
do it. That's if you snitch,
Yeah.
you get rewarded by being jacked off by an entire
becoming the
cricket
snitch.
squad.
Yeah, that's right. That's how you do it.
That's how they encourage, and it protects
That's
you from other
right.
prisoners. You know.
Yeah.
So now it's like
Bob
you're
Hawke in the crowd, sculling a pint of cum.
you're on work release basically.
Yeah.
I'm on work release to get whacked off, but you just hope you don't get sent to the racetrack, the horse racetrack. You're just gonna get kicked to death.
That is honestly one of the cultural things that I am most envy of anywhere in the world, which is that Australia has a former prime minister who is basically obliged whenever he is at a public event and is handed a beer to just down it. And this man, I mean, he's dead now, right? But like, this was happening like into his 80s. Like, someone would just find him at a cricket match and hand him
Yeah.
a beer, and everyone would be like, "Hawkeye!" until he downed it.
I think Malcolm Turnbull's son is a premium subscriber.
Huh. Well, hello to him.
Yeah, hi Alex. Yes.
Actually,
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
that's cool.
he's a finance guy.
I'm looking at the commercial property that Peter Dutton owns. He bought it for like 750 grand.
Is that the mall?
And by the looks of it here, it's netting him about 100 grand a year.
Yeah,
Smart guy.
Maybe you should put him in charge of some stuff.
I take back everything I said about him looking like a lizard. He's got a bit of
Yeah.
clue.
Well, he owns that shopping mall, and he's just going to fill it with GameStops. Which by the time
Yeah,
this
that's
comes
the
out,
way.
might be the most valuable company in the world.
It might be. It might.
I love
it
the
might
idea
just
of
be.
someone who doesn't really understand what's happened, but they're just like, GameStop is clearly like booming. Let's open a few franchises in
I
Townsville.
mean, without going into too much detail, that is kind of what happened with one of the meme stocks.
Oh my god. They're going to think they're making Bitcoin by just opening up.
They've confused
Oh,
the
this
GameStop
stinks.
share and GameStop, like the gambling token that is the GameStop stock, and
Yeah.
GameStop the store.
Well, and the thing is that all the Reddit guys think they've been conned out of the trade, because a lot of them, they were forced to close out their positions and stuff. But what they didn't realize is the actual way that the financial markets work, which is that you have to buy all the stock and drive the price up. But then to actually cash out your position, you have to catch the greased up naked guy on the rollerblades and make him come.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people like to ascribe that to a conspiracy, but really, that's just the normal functioning of the marketplace.
Yeah,
is you
that's
have
what
to
it's
catch
designed
the
to
greased up
do.
naked guy
Yeah.
and jack him off.
You have
Yeah.
to get the oily
Yeah.
pig.
That's why so many.
All that we do is in service of the greased up naked guy.
And the hedge funds
you know?
don't have to cheat. They're already wearing rollerblades and really tacky gloves. They're just better prepared than you.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why so many
The
like
guys running around the stock exchange,
They know
not
about
running
the
around
bat.
your house. You've got to get there first. They're already there.
it can only come so many times in a day. And this is what they call a relatively.
That's the real opening bell.
Yeah, and that's well, that's basically like
That's what regulates the market, is the fact that he can't shoot that many ropes. At some point, you're just getting dust. Yeah.
They're like, you guys have been giving him Viagra. It's obvious that the stockbrokers have been giving him Viagra and the market's
Yeah, that's
closed
right.
early.
That's right.
well,
yeah.
because he just got a head rush and passed out
That's
because he's
right.
also taking ecstasy.
Yeah. If you,
Yeah, he's rolling.
He's just a greased up naked guy on ecstasy and Viagra. You have to catch him and
Alan Greenspan's out there just fucking him in the ass with a
right.
strap on.
That's right.
He's so excited to run out to the rugby pitch and see all his friends. He's like a Labrador. He's running out onto the rugby pitch to get jerked off like one of those cows seeing grass for the first time.
we're gonna have to halt trading. This man's prostate's like a raisin at this point.
All right, bring in the next prison snitch. Load him up with ecstasy and Viagra. We gotta keep the money moving.
That's right. Well, they just run out of that guy. Like, those guys are unionized. They're like, nothing gets traded without us. We demand a fair share. We have been jerked off and jerked around.
Raise our dicks and our wages.
That's right. Well, I mean, that seems like a good place to...
I think we've come to some profitable conclusions here today, folks.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So, this has been Balthasar Speedboat X
I think it's
Men
num- I
Down
think it's
Under
10.
edition.
I think it's Balthasar Speedboat 10.
Probably. Who
Yeah.
knows?
What we're gonna call it? Yeah,
Well, really?
I don't know.
Could be like iPhone. There's just no 9.
The problem is we kept we made them and then we didn't go back and check the numbers, and so I think there are 2 Balthasar Speedboat 7s, no Balthasar Speedboat 6. So I think let's just do 10. I feel like I'm feeling
fuck it.
Oh, that's funny. I feel like I thought there were like way more, because I feel like I've been on like
you've been
3
on
or
a lot
4.
of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, these people are fucking really getting some punishment.
Yeah, well, they gotta learn.
So, yes,
Yeah.
I have been Milo Edwards.
Yes, it's been Riley, and our friends from Australia.
Aidan Jones.
Tom Walker.
Say your name very clearly
Yeah.
if you want to sign up to become the next greased up guy.
If I believe
Aidan
everything
Chronix.
that I said today, I have to say my
Yeah.
full name,
That's it.
my
Please say it
representation.
directly into my hat.
Yeah.
That's right.
All
All right.
right.
Well-
see you later.
Bye, everyone.